All right, my friends, I'm jumping on today to really to be of service, to share and to help us all get centered, grounded into the energy of love and transmute and release the energy of fear by taking our power back. I am observing, as I know many of you are, so much fear and pain in our world. And as someone who shows up and speaks up and is a leader in my community, it is my responsibility to honor the calling of my spirit. I would say it's your responsibility to honor the calling of yours. And I understand that we all have different callings. But today, as I observe and listen and witness and hear the sadness and the fear and the growing energy of judgment and criticism and pain and anger and shock and all of these things that I know many of you are feeling in different ways, my spirit called me to be here as a support for all of you. And so I want to start by reminding you that you have the ability to choose where you put your attention. You can put your attention on love, or you can put it on fear. And whatever you put your attention on expands. If you feel fear and then you go put your attention on it more, it will grow. And if you feel love and you put your attention on that more, that will grow. This is absolutely a time of choice like there has never been. Because we are being bombarded with fear, whether it's the news media, which is a huge aspect of it, but now the social media, the pictures of the shelves that are empty and the toilet paper gone and the judgments of people that are in a place of anger or fear themselves. And my friends, we have got to turn this around. There is absolutely, there is a virus, coronavirus, that is in our world, and it is getting our attention like nothing has ever gotten our attention in my lifetime for this amount of time. And it's good to have awareness. It's good to be safe. It is good to wash your hands. It is good to take care of yourself. It is good to be maintaining a healthy body, mind, and spirit. And what I'm witnessing is that the virus that affects our physical bodies is impacting on a worldwide basis much less people than the virus that's affecting our minds. And it is time to take our power back from that fear, my friends. I want to acknowledge and support each and every one of you. We all have people that we care about and that we love, but we are in this together. We are in this together. This has been something that we have been aware that we needed to stand up and to speak up and to be in love. Many of us have been training for these kinds of experiences our entire lives, to actually stand in a place of love in the fear. Stand in a place of love in the fear. And we can make that change. We can be the collective consciousness that shifts the vibration, that so many people are having right now. And I'm not going to sit in judgment of why people are in fear or why they're not. I will not do that. What I recognize is everybody carries fear at different times for different reasons, and it is not ours to judge. Equally as important is when you are in judgment, you are not in love. You're just in more fear. So many of the people that are talking about the people that are afraid and that are hoarding and that are getting scared, you're in fear too. Your fear just looks like judgment. And that is not healthy for any of us. And it is not going to change the tide. It is not going to turn things to love. We've got to come back to our center, my friends. Are you centered? Are you grounded in your love? And it's likely that if you have had your brain reading social media and watching the news and listening to everything that's coming at you, it is very likely that you are not, and that you have not been, because it would be difficult to, if your brain is taking all of that information in, fear, 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 fear. It is time to actually recognize our brains aren't built for that. Our brains are not built for a 24-hour continuous loop of fear. They are not. It will kill us. And it starts here, and then it affects the body. It's the fear that you're experiencing now, if it's a continuous cycle, is breaking your immune system. It absolutely is breaking down your immune system. So we have got to make a decision for ourselves and turn that around and flip that around. So I have taken the last half hour to just tune in and I wish you guys could see my desk. I have stickies all over my desk, because as I tuned in and I asked my angels and my guides for guidance on how I could be of service to you, because ultimately this is why I'm here on this planet, is to live a life from a place of love and to support and reflect that love to people when they are struggling to see it within themselves or around them. I know that is my purpose in this world, and I believe it is many of yours as well. It's many of us. It's our the reason that we are here is to experience love and to express love. And when we're not experiencing and not expressing it around us, and the whole world is changing, the whole world is in this place of making choices. Are you going to choose fear, or are you going to choose love? And love, fear is the virus is fear, guys. Yes, there is a coronavirus, and it is absolutely affecting people, and I do not want to minimize that in any way. But the virus that that is taking us over right now is fear. And the immunity or the vaccine to that is love. And believe it or not, there is a cure for fear. You might not know that there might not be a cure for the virus, but there is a cure for the virus of fear, and it is love. It is compassion. It is presence. It is taking your power back. It is attention. There is a cure for fear, and it is love. So we got to get back into love. And I'm hoping that many of you are making a choice to step up and show up in your lives in a way that can remind people that are struggling with this more than you. Just shine the light back to them. Shine the light back to them. Because some days we need it more than other days. And some days, some person's affected, and the other day, the other person. So today, if it's your day and you're in a lot of fear, then we are here for you. And if tomorrow you're the one that says, hey, I'm feeling grounded and I'm centered, then your job is to be there for someone else. Because it is time for us to come together, not let this separate us. We have the opportunity, my friends. I believe that we're going to look back at this time, and we are going to recognize that it was a time that called us into a choice point. And the choice point is, are we going to stay focused on the external? Or are we going to come within and connect to our spirit, to the God within us, to our divine nature, to our love, to who we are? And we may not be able to control a lot of these things that are on the outside. Life is happening, but the way you're reacting to it is a choice. It might not feel like a choice. I get it. It might not feel like a choice, but it is a choice. You have a choice in how you're going to react. And if you're going to get in judgment of how other people are reacting, you are part of the problem, not part of the solution. And I know that might sound strong, but it is true. We cannot sit in judgment, my friends. Everybody is walking through this from the perspective that they are and experience right now. But you can change that. And I'm hoping that you choose to do that. And again, it is a choice. So I'm going to go through these notes that I have that I felt guided to write down. And I'm just going to try and hit these. And if you guys have questions, if you have comments, if you've got questions, put some question marks in front of it, and I'll come back through and answer some of your questions. But please know, those of you that you're like, you don't even know who I am. My name is Johnston, and I am a psychic medium and a spiritual teacher. I've been doing this work for 20 years professionally. And really what I do is I just help people shift their thoughts, which shifts their focus, which shifts their experience, which changes their lives. And right now, I believe that we're in a place where we can all level up a little. We can all do a better job. All of us can do a better job. If you are someone that's gone to the grocery store to go get the things that you need, and you see somebody that has a cart full of stuff, your initial response might be, oh my God, that person is hoarding and they're taking everything from everyone, and how selfish of them. But the reality of it is, my friends, maybe they're one of the people that just went over to their neighbors and just went over to the school or the church or the elderly living facility and said, hey, I'll go and pick up some things for you. Maybe they're the person that's picking up the things for their mother and their kids, so they have a full cart because of that. And I'm not saying that's always the case. Sometimes people are just being selfish, and that can happen too. But if we sit in judgment of it, if we assume that that's what they're doing, then you drop your vibration. And this is not a time to drop your vibration. It is a time to rise. It is a time to raise your vibration. I realize that there are things that are out there that are scary right now, guys. And I am not asking you to not feel your feelings. And fear it's natural to feel it. But don't let it take you over. Take your power back from the fear. It is time to sit in love. It is time to go inside. It's time to go within ourselves. It's time to have that courage. We can do hard things. And yes, this is hard right now. For a lot of you, you're having fear about your finances, how you're going to make a living, how you're going to have enough to eat. And some of you are blessed to not have those fears. But then you have fear about your health. Maybe you have a lower immune system. Maybe someone that you love does. Maybe you just don't like being out of control. There are a lot of things that are happening that are creating that fear, and we can turn it around. It is our job to be a lighthouse. It is time to shine your light, not hide yourself and get darker, but shine your light. I really believe that we are in a time that it's time to stand up and have some courage and create some connection and support each other. And how can we do that? Well, we can stay present in this moment. We can recognize our feelings, the feelings that you're having right now. And when you're feeling the fear, acknowledge it. Acknowledge, okay, I'm feeling that fear right now, and I don't like that fear. And then move it to something that is a choice. Because fear is kind of our nature. We've been taught to be afraid, and the news media just banks on that. Remember, they're here for ratings. They want to get your attention 24/7. It's working, right? The media, social media, it wants your attention 24/7. That's its job. So it's happy that you're on and you're listening and you're getting more afraid. So you go back to the news to watch more. Like, that's what it wants from you. But we have to stop the cycle. So we have to let that fear, we have to put something in its place. Because if you just say, okay, I'm just going to let go of the fear, and you don't put anything in its place, it's just going to come right back, because that's what you've been in. That's the cycle and the vibration, the energy you've been in. So instead, you can flip that. Put something in its place. Bring something into your own mind and heart and spirit that's loving. Focus on being of service in some way to someone or to a community or to your family or whatever that is. That may help you to flip it. But it is time to flip it. So feel the fear and then redirect it. You have these powerful minds. We all have these powerful minds. And remember, again, our brain is not meant to continue to be in this constant fear 24/7. It needs to be into balance. So what are you going to do to balance that energy out? Maybe it's going to be some meditation. Maybe it's prayer for you. Maybe it's moving your body. I would say that one thing that all of us could do is get out there and move your bodies, because that is going to help your mental health more than anything right now, is to just get your body moving. Breathe in some fresh air, get outside, move your body. Meditation, get out of your head and get into your connection to spirit, source, the God of your understanding, whatever that is for you. That might be prayer for you. Get into the heart of who you are. Remember who you are. Who you are is love. Who you are is love. That's why this is so scary for people, because it's pushing against what we know to be true. And when we start to believe the things that are not true, when we start to buy into the fear, it doesn't feel good to us, because it pushes against what is absolute and true, which is you are love, you are light. So anytime you start to put your attention that you're not love and that you're not light, and buy into, oh my gosh, all of these things around and this fear, well, that doesn't feel good. And when it doesn't feel good, it creates separation, it creates distance. And then we have the anger and the judgment and the criticism and the fear and all of those things running rampant. And that is the pandemic right now. That is the pandemic that we need to switch. And I am not saying, again, that there isn't a virus out there, but we've had lots of viruses. We've lived through lots of things. We are capable of maintaining a healthy mind, body, and spirit that for many of us can keep us healthy and safe. And others that maybe can't or haven't been able to mentally, we can help support them. We can help support them. It's time to be a lighthouse. And when you are a lighthouse, it doesn't mean that you don't have moments where maybe you need to change a bulb. It doesn't mean that you don't have moments where that light gets a little bit dim and then you shine bright, because you know that those ships out there, they need you. Somebody, my friend, right now, someone needs you. They need your love. They need your support. They need your compassion. I'm shocked at the level of lack of compassion that I have seen in the comments and the threads that people have been sharing. And I read them just more out of curiosity, and I'm like, oh my God, it's nauseating. So it's time to turn it around. So our brain, it is on this constant feed, and you've got to feed it something else, or it's going to take you over. The fear is going to kill far many more than this virus if we don't stop. Because here's the thing, it breaks down your immune system. Anybody, medical science will tell you that nowadays, 90% of diseases are based on stress, right? 90% of diseases. So it breaks down our system, our immunity, stress. Well, fear, stress. So we've got to flip that to love. So it's time to enhance your immune system. Stop the panic pandemic. Let's not get into that huge hysteria. Instead, just pull in. Pull in. The answers are inside of us. We've been taught that for eons. The answers are within. The answers are not on the news. They're not. Don't let other people that are responding and reacting in certain ways guide you on how to respond and react. It's time to tap back in. What does your spirit say? Not your head. What does your spirit say? And listen to that. Your spirit is giving you guidance, my friends. Trust. Where is your attention? We have got to pay attention to our attention, because wherever your attention is, that grows. We know that. So if your attention is just reading or listening or getting into the fear or judging or criticizing or shaming, then that's where your attention is. That grows. But what if our attention is on being of service? What if our attention is on love? What if our attention is on gratitude? What if we found a way to find some gifts in this? Because I do believe we're going to look back, and if you've been in a situation where you're being quarantined and your kids are home from school, and that might be scary, and there might be a lot of change that's happening. But my God, let's find the gifts. Let's find the blessings. There's always blessings, guys, especially in the hard things. There's always opportunity for expansion. We are expanding right now as we speak. We are expanding in our awareness. We are expanding, hopefully, in our compassion. But we've got to turn the tide so it isn't just in the fear that's causing the expansion, because then we're just growing more fear. And instead, the expansion of love. Remember, there is a cure for fear. It is love. That is the cure for fear. Redirect. Fear lives in our thoughts. If we didn't have thoughts, okay, let's just pretend for a minute. If we didn't have thoughts, then life would just be happening. But we have thoughts about what's happening, and then we have emotions that react to that, and that just takes us down this rabbit hole that we can't seem to find a way out of. But if we have our thoughts be, what can I find positive about this right now? And I want you guys to share this. What could be, let's just play for a minute. What could be possible that could be positive in this whole experience? What do you think could be positive experiences from this? What might be an opportunity? How might we be able to expand from these experiences? How might we be? Let's hear them. I want you guys to share them. How might we be able to expand from these experiences? We certainly could develop some more focus on love. Maybe we'll get to meet our neighbors, and maybe we get to be connect with our families more, and maybe we have stronger relationships, and maybe you get your drawers cleaned in your house that you've been wanting to do forever, and maybe you finally do that project that you weren't able to, and maybe you dig into a great book. And what could the possibilities be? And those are just small, simple things. But let's think on an expanded perspective. Let's think from a heart-based place. Let's think from a place of love. What could be? Well, maybe, and I mentioned this earlier this year in January, in December in my visioning class. This year is a year where we have an opportunity. Opportunity is the key word. To be able to transform some of the foundations that we have been living in forever. That could change. We could change them. Some of the foundation that has been built that is not structurally well, this experience, this situation could call us into an entirely different experience in this world. It could. Or it could make us get angry and afraid and hold on and stay exactly the same way we are, or enforce it even more. We have a choice with that, my friends. We have a choice. Don't ever minimize the amount of choice you have in this world. Don't forget that you have the ability to shift this. And I agree. I know not everybody is going to agree with me, and I am okay with that. Because here's the thing, my friends, we can no longer continue to just let everybody be the model for you. You have to dig into your own spirit and into your own heart, and you have got to become aware of what's going on in your mind and flip it. If it's not of the highest, greatest good for yourself. I'm not saying don't be safe. I'm not saying don't be mindful. I'm not saying not to take precautions, but I am saying it is time. And what if this time is bringing us together? What if there's a song, and I wish I could play it on here, but I can't. Because then Facebook will kick me off. There's a song, and maybe I'll put a link to it. There's a song you can Google on YouTube. It's called Eventually. It's not a very popular song. Most people don't really know it. It's called Eventually, and it's by Carole King, which y'all know Carole King, right? Tapestry, you know Carole King. But there's a song called Eventually that has been a song that has been close to my heart since I was 8 years old. And I love that song. And I think eventually is now. Eventually. We will come together eventually. I hope we come together eventually. I just pray we come together eventually. And if you listen to that song, it'll give you goosebumps. Our time is now, my friends, and we can't wait for someone else to show up and say, okay, we're going to be the ones to make the choices. We're going to be the ones to do it differently. It's you, it's me, it's us. It's time. It is time to speak up. You don't have to speak out. Out generally is forcing something on someone, but just speak up from your heart, from your experience. That isn't wrong. Okay, that isn't wrong. Let's hear some of these. I want to read some of these. Time to slow down, come together, read the books you've wanted to, connect with family, help others, finally know that we are not in control. Okay, and here's the thing. You may not be in control of what happens in your life, but you are damn well in control of how you choose to see it. So make sure that in taking your power back, you remember it is your choice how you respond. You might not be control the circumstances of your life, the place that you were born, and some of the things that have happened. You might not have been able to control those, but you can absolutely control your experience, your perspective, your energy, and your vibration around how you see those things. You absolutely can. So don't minimize your power here. You all have power. I've got some notes I want to read, and I'm going to just check. I wanted to see. Catch up on things that you put off at home. Listen to music. Shift our way of seeing things. Community. Realizing the materialistic idealisms to shed for our greatest good. Turn inside and do things that normally are not possible. Opportunity to share love. See clearly what we really need. See the oneness that connects us. Opportunity for service, meditation, prayer, energy work. Absolutely, all of those things. All of those things. I know that it may feel like it's a time where things are being taken away from you, and maybe that's true. Maybe there are things that are being taken away, but what if they're being taken away so we see more? So we see more clearly. So we actually are more in our heart. What if we have all been, myself included, distracted with life and just doing the things that we do for life, that maybe this is peeling back a layer that's saying, oh, wait, you're actually spirits in this human experience, and you've just been being humans and forgotten about your spirit. And maybe it's time to awaken that and get that a little bit louder. And fear is not going to do it, friends. Love is. And be gentle with yourself. If you've been in a place where you haven't been compassionate or you have been judgmental, recognize it and then just do better. Just do better. It isn't to shame yourself and make you feel guilty, but do better, because you can do better. We can all do hard things, and we can all show up, and we can do better than we've done. I absolutely believe that. And you get to choose how you're going to show up, because no one is out there that's going to be the person that does it for you. There isn't like a knight in shining armor that's going to save our whole world. It is each and every one of us as individuals coming together as a collective. That is our job. This is our work. And we are here for a reason. You are here right now at this time in our lives, in your life, in my life. You're here for a reason. And you might not have ever felt that. You may not know what it is, but guess what? It's time. So let's figure it out together. So let's focus on love. So I'm going to go through my notes so I can remind myself of some of the things I wanted to remind you of. Okay, here's first thing. This is temporary. This is not going to be forever. This too shall pass. Great affirmation for you to use right now. One of the other ones that I use a lot is I trust the process of the universe. I trust the process of the universe. I might not always like the way it looks, but I trust the process of the universe. Anything in my life that I have gone through that has been difficult, that has been hard, that has been challenging, after I've gone through it, I've been able to see the bigger picture and the value of it. And this will not be any different than anything else. And I bet you all would agree with me. We don't like it. We'd like to just go over it, skip over it. But the reality of it is anything that's been hard, there's been value from it. So let's remember that. Okay, this too shall pass. I trust the process of the universe. Stay grounded. Stay grounded and present and stay centered in your spirit. Yes, we are these human beings. Yes, you've got this mind, but stay centered. Don't let anything else take control over you. You take control of your thoughts and your feelings and your body and your emotions. You stay in charge of them. Don't let the news and the media and the social media and the fear take that from you, because they can't actually take it from you unless you willingly go with them. So we can't blame them either. It is your responsibility. It is there, but it's just like a salad bar, guys. If you don't like onions, you don't need to put onions on your salad. Go over and get the beets. Your choice. I really believe that growth is coming from this. You might not feel it right now, but there is an opportunity for expansion like we have never had right now. If we can, as a society, as human beings coming together, if we can maintain a state of energy, of love and grace and compassion. Okay, I already talked about that one. All right, it's your job to make choices for what is for your highest good, not to judge others. It is the media's job to get your attention. That's what the media's job is to get your attention. And it's been working. And I'm not saying to dig your head in the sand and pretend that nothing's, I'm not saying that, but I am saying be conscious and mindful of what you're paying attention to, because I think most of us know that what's put out there in the media is not always the truth. And if you think it's the truth, you might want to do a little digging, because that is generally not the case. Their job is to get our attention. Your job is to make choices about what you put your attention on. Manage your mind. Manage your mind. Take back the control that you have of your mind. Listen to some positive podcasts. Watch this video over and over again. I did a video a couple of nights ago. Go watch that one. Listen to some Abraham. Listen to a meditation. Listen to your favorite spiritual teacher or comedy, or get into a place where you bring joy and happiness and love, because you've got to bring joy to your life. Joy is the highest expression of love there is. The highest expression of love is joy. So even though it's been hard, yesterday I had to postpone my cruise. I canceled 2 events, and that was not easy, guys. It's not easy to do that. It isn't. It's sad. It's hard. We were looking forward to all of those things, but that was a choice. Nobody forced me. It was a choice that I made. And yes, because there are consequences to everything, and I could see what was going to be the best choice for me and my community. But that doesn't mean I don't bring the joy. We have to find joy, whether it's a movie, whether it's a book, whether it's a funny comedy. Go listen to some J.P. Sears. J.P. Sears has a hilarious skit on this coronavirus. I think it's hilarious anyway. You guys might not think it's funny. You might have a different sense of humor than I do, but oh my God, I thought it was hilarious. Like, bring the joy. Manage your mind. You're the only one in here, guys. None of us can control your mind. Only you can. And we are sensitive beings. So be mindful of what you're exposing yourself to. And if you're exposing yourself to things that don't feel good, then move, change, redirect, get up, walk away, turn it off, and put something that does. All right? Hard times pass. This too shall pass. This hard time right now, the unknown, will be known one day. You will know what you don't know right now in 2 hours, in 2 days, in 2 weeks. More will be known. Now, you might not ever know all the underlying stuff, because that gets hidden really well. But this too shall pass. So focus on the things that you can do right now that are in your power. Stay grounded, stay centered, stay focused on love, guys, on love. The angels told me this message when I did my last video. That video is up on YouTube now, and it's on my pages as well, if you guys didn't see that one. And so they said this to me. I was writing my notes, and they said this to me. And right before I went on, I saw Ann Albers, who's a dear friend and colleague of mine, who also connects with the angels. And it was the exact same words. So I really believe this is a message from the angels. The virus is fear. The virus is fear. Love is the immunity. The virus is fear. Love is the immunity. Or love is the vaccine, if you like that better. But they said immunity. And so I really believe, I heard it very clearly. I wrote it down. I saw that she'd shared that. That's a message from our angels, my friends. Fear is the virus, and that is choice. Okay. The fear has infiltrated many of us, and love can heal it. Okay, my other notes. Use your tools. Many of you that are students and clients of mine, you have a tool belt. And some of you that aren't students and clients, I'm not saying you guys don't have a tool belt. I'm just saying I know some of you have got a tool belt, right? You have a tool belt that you have been adding to your entire life. You have insight, you have awareness, you have knowledge, you have wisdom, you have life experience. You know how to manage your energy. You know that you need to be mindful of your own sensitivity. You know you can call in your angels. You know you can meditate. You know you can move your body, and that helps you tremendously. You know those things. Use your tools. Use them. That's what they're there for. You've been training for things like this your whole life. Use your tools now. All right, here's the other question. Ask yourself, and maybe we've got to look back a couple of days. Ask yourself, have I been part of the problem or part of the solution? Am I talking about it from a fear-based place, or am I actually doing things that are going to move somebody, myself, someone else forward? And I'm not asking you, I'm not saying I want to shame you. I'm just saying to ask yourself, because we can always do better. So am I part of the solution or am I part of the problem? Be a leader in your life. Be a leader. It's time. Step up. Show the people around you. Show your kids. Show your family members. If you're the quiet ones that don't usually say anything, speak up. You don't have to speak out. Speak up. Fear lives in our thoughts. Take back your power. I talked about that. I like this one. These are all my notes. See, I have all these notes, guys. These are all the notes that I was receiving from Spirit, just as reminders for all of you. And reminders for myself too, guys. I mean, I'm not immune to this. I realize that, you know, I don't have the fear of the virus. I don't have a fear of that at all. I have a fear of the virus that I'm witnessing is taking over so many. If there's fear, the fear that I'm dealing with is witnessing how much fear there is in the world. And that's not healthy. That's contributing to the problem. So anytime I notice that, I acknowledge it. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for helping me to be aware that I'm carrying some of this fear, and I flip it immediately. All right. But so we're not immune. We're all here together, but we're all in this together. We are all in this together. And if you've ever needed some proof of how connected we are, look, it's evident. This is how connected we are, not just in a sense of oneness, but look at how interconnected we are. The reason that we have media and the reason that this has gotten blown so far out of proportion, I believe, and not in the sense of the virus, the fear has gotten so blown out of proportion, is because of the ability we have to be so connected now. With all of the ways that we have to connect with each other, there's so much more attention on it. That it isn't that a virus can't infiltrate throughout these countries, but it's because we have so many more people that are sharing the fear-based parts, not necessarily the positive things. We got to turn to the positive, guys. Find the gifts. That's what I'm asking you to do, is find the gifts. J.P. Sears is the name of the comedian that is freaking really hilarious. I want you guys to go find the name of the song. So it's Carole King, C-A-R-O-L-E, King, K-I-N-G. If you go to YouTube and just Google "Eventually" by Carole King, go listen to that song and come on my page and share with me what you think about it. That song gives me just goosebumps. So lastly, I truly believe, my friends, this is an opportunity for us to learn how to actually look within instead of looking outside of ourselves. The answers are inside of ourselves. There's help, there's support, there's guidance outside of ourselves. That's why I'm here right now, is wanting to be of service and support and guide in any way that I can. And my intention is, guys, I'm here for you. I'm going to be jumping on every single day to share, to remind, to uplift, to bring the joy, to remind you of the power that you have within you, because I know sometimes we forget. I know how easy it can be to forget the tools that you have hanging on your tool belt. Or maybe you've taken your tool belt off and your tool belt's sitting in the closet. Then you need to go get your tool belt and check it out, because there's a lot of tools in there. You guys are powerful, strong, creative, loving beings. Each and every one of you has the ability to make this a different experience for yourself. And I am hoping that you will take this time to go inward and to turn inward. Maybe it's time to reevaluate your life and some of your choices. Maybe it's time to recognize where you've been giving your power to in other areas of your life. Maybe it's time for us to focus less on the external world and materialism and more on the internal world and our relationships. There's a lot of opportunity here, and it doesn't have to be so scary, and it doesn't have to be so painful. But again, anytime that we are observing something that is not in alignment with who we truly are, it is painful. So when we are observing the fear and the anger and the judgment and the criticism, it goes against the very nature of who we are, and it's not ever going to feel good. It's not ever going to feel good. It's not ever going to feel good. What feels good is when we're in a place of calm, when we're in a place of joy, when we're in a place of peace, when we're in a place of harmony. Because here's the thing, guys, we're all free people right now. We are free. And physically, like, we have choice, right? We're free. We can walk outside if we want. We can. We are free. But how many of you feel imprisoned right now? It's important to remember the power that we have. Now I'm going to hang tight, because I was just guided. It was just whispered in my ear. My angels just whispered in my ear to share a poem with you, and I've got to find it. So hang on. I've got to jump on my jump in. I hope I don't lose any of you. So just hang tight for me. And I'm going to share this with you, because I think, because they just told me to, really. I haven't shared it for a long time. So just give me, hang on. So as you're all waiting for me to find this message, how about we all share one thing that you're willing to do to flip the energy from fear to love? Can you each share something that you're willing to do to flip the energy from fear to love? I would love to hear that. I think that would be a great way for us to focus our attention. So please share that, and I'll share some of those. And if you have any comments or questions, you can go ahead and put those. Again, I'm not an expert. I'm just here sharing what I've been very guided from Spirit to share with all of you. I'm going to be jumping on every day, so keep an eye out for me. I don't know what time, but I'll post a little reminder of when, just to kind of keep us all present and connected, because it's so critical right now. We are in the we're like in it. We're in the hotbed of it, and it's a time where we can either let it grow and take us over, or we can let the love grow and take it over. And I think it's a choice, guys. I really think it's a choice. So I'm going to read this to end. I haven't shared this for a long time, and I understand that some of these things are not going to apply, because some of you, if you're in another country, if you're in Italy right now, you are quarantined and you can't leave. You may not be able to walk outside, but maybe you can walk in. Maybe you can walk inside and look outside. So if you'll just get centered and focused and get quiet and let these words come to you and move through you, and let the message be received. Then again, I'll be joining you tomorrow. I'll share some extra love and light. If you're struggling, please share in the comments. If you have a question, go ahead and put some question marks in front of it, and I'll answer those after I read this. Okay. And if this is helpful for you, if you believe that it's something that would benefit others, please share it. That's why I'm jumping on here, is to help support all that I can. And so that's how the message is spread. As easily as fear spreads, guys, we can spread love. You can spread any kind of messages that you are aligning with. So if you align with this, spread it. If you see somebody on Instagram that's sharing a great message, spread it. Share the love. Let's canvas social media with light and love, because we've got enough fear. There's plenty. Let's be the lighthouse we were meant to be. So before I read this, let's do one more thing. How about all of you, as many that are watching, if you end up watching the replay, I would like to think of all of us as, I'm a lighthouse. I am willing to take the responsibility, and I am willing to own that I have the ability to shine my light, that it is my job as a spirit being in this human experience right now today, and it is part of why I am here, is to be a lighthouse. So I am a lighthouse, and I'm going to make that statement, and I would love for all of you to join me in that. And in every statement that you make, in anything that you share, I am a lighthouse is the reminder. I am a lighthouse. And maybe we do a hashtag. Let's do that. Do a hashtag. I am a lighthouse. Let's have that be the hashtag. I am a lighthouse. And anything you're sharing, I am a lighthouse. So can you guys own that with me? Because see, this is the thing. When you say I am, you are proclaiming something to be absolute about yourself. I am a lighthouse. I shine my light. And I shine it as strong when it's dark as I do when it's light. I shine it because it's who I am. And I know that in me being who I am, there can be a ripple effect for those that aren't sure who they are right now. And we need compassion for those people, not anger. We need love for those people, not judgment. We need support for those people, not ignorance. Because here's the thing, we've all been those people. I know I have. I know that I've been those people, that I needed the hand up. I am a lighthouse. Can you all affirm that with me in the comments and own it? And let's do that. Hashtag I am a lighthouse. And let's see if we can actually start rocking this world in another way. It's time. So join me in that. I am a lighthouse. I think my dog just came in. Hang on, let me shut my door. All right, so if you will, close your eyes with me as I share with you this blessing. If you will close your eyes with me as I share with you this blessing. It's called The Gentle Art of Blessing by Pierre Provenrand. And I probably screwed that up when I said it, but that's as close as I can get. On awakening, bless this day, for it is already full of unseen good, which your blessings will call forth. For to bless is to acknowledge the unlimited good that is embedded in the very texture of the universe and awaiting each and all. On passing people in the street, on the bus, in places of work or play, bless them. The peace of your blessing will accompany them on their way, and the aura of its gentle fragrance will be a light to their path. On meeting people or talking with people, in person or online, bless them in their health, their work, their joy, their relationships to God, themselves, and others. Bless them in their abundance, their finances. Bless them in every conceivable way, for such blessings not only sow seeds of healing, but one day will spring forth as flowers of joy in the waste places of your own life. Let me just read that one again. Bless them in every conceivable way, for such blessings not only sow seeds of healing, but one day will spring forth as blessings of joy in the waste places of your own life. As you walk, bless the city in which you live, its government and teachers, its nurses and street sweepers, its children and bankers, its priests and prostitutes. the minute anyone expresses the least aggression or unkindness to you, respond with a blessing. Bless them totally, sincerely, joyfully, for such blessings are a shield which protects them from the ignorance of their misdeed and deflects the arrow that was aimed at you. To bless means to wish unconditionally, total, unrestricted good for others and events from the deepest wellspring in the innermost chamber of your heart. It means to hallow, to hold in reverence, to behold with utter awe that which is always a gift from the Creator. He who is hallowed by your blessing is set aside, consecrated, holy, and whole. To bless is to invoke divine care upon, to think or speak gratefully for, to confer happiness upon, although we ourselves are never the bestower, but simply the joyful witnesses of life's abundance. To bless all without discrimination of any sort is the ultimate form of giving, because those you bless will never know from whence came the sudden ray of sun that burst through the clouds of their skies, and you will rarely be a witness to the sunlight in their lives. I read that one again. To bless all without discrimination of any sort is the ultimate form of giving, because those you bless will never know from whence came the sudden ray of sun that burst through the clouds of their skies, and you will rarely be the witness to the sunlight in their lives. When something goes completely askew in your day, as some unexpected event knocks down your plans, and you too, like coronavirus, burst into blessing, for life is teaching you a lesson, and the very event you believe to be unwanted, you yourself have called forth so as to learn the lesson you might balk against if you were not to bless it. Trials are blessings in disguise, and hosts of angels follow in their path. To bless is to acknowledge the omnipresent universal beauty hidden to materialize. It is to activate the law of attraction, which, from the furthest reaches of the universe, will bring into your life exactly what you need to experience and enjoy. When you pass a prison, mentally bless its inmates in their innocence and freedom, their gentleness, pure essence, and unconditional forgiveness. For one can only be a prisoner of one's self-image, and a free man can walk unshackled in the courtyard of a jail, just as citizens of countries where freedom reigns can be prisoners when fear lurks in their thoughts. That's why the angels asked me to share this with you. I'm going to read that sentence again. A free man can walk unshackled in the courtyard of a jail, just as citizens of countries where freedom reigns can be prisoners when fear lurks in their thoughts. When you pass a hospital, bless its patients in their present wholeness, for even in their suffering, this wholeness awaits in them to be discovered. When your eyes behold a man in tears or seemingly broken by life, bless him in his vitality and joy. For the material senses present but the inverted image of the ultimate splendor and perfection which only the inner eye beholds. It is impossible to bless and judge at the same time. It is impossible to bless and judge at the same time. So hold constantly as a deep, hallowed, intoned thought that desire to bless. For truly then shall you become a peacemaker, and one day you shall everywhere behold the very face of God. And of course, please remember to bless the utterly beautiful person that you are. I love you all, and I hope that you know that you're loved and that you are worthy and deserving of feeling good. And fear does not feel good. You deserve to feel joy and light and love and peace and harmony. Allow yourself that experience. Free yourself from the pain. Free yourself from the fear. Take precautions. Be smart about what you choose. listen to your spirit, listen to your intuition, listen to your own guidance, make conscious, healthy, loving choices for yourself and your fellow human beings, and spread love. Spread love. So this this gentle art of blessing, if you guys want it, if you're wanting a copy of it, you can shoot me an email, sunny@sunnydonjohnston.com, and we will send it to you. Okay, this wasn't planned, it was completely just guided, and I couldn't even remember the message of this blessing, but oh my God, whew, does it give you goosebumps? Like that is spirit guided right there, and I hope that it touched you and it reached you in a place that that you could hear and receive that message of love. So if you're looking for that that blessing, you can shoot an email, sunny@sunnydonjohnston.com, and we will send it to you. All right. I know, it's beautiful words. They're beautiful words. It's just it's in a Word doc, so I don't have it in a form to post it. That's why if I can email it, then I'll email it to you. All right. Anybody have any comments or questions? I'm going to take just a couple of comments or questions, or if you guys have anything you're really struggling with that maybe I can help you with, I'd be happy to do that. So you got to send the email, sunny@sunnydonjohnston.com. I'm not going to be able to check the feed, guys. There's lots of comments on here, but if you send me an email, then we will get it sent to you. Okay. Anybody have any comments or questions? Anything that any place that they're getting stuck that maybe I can help you with? And I'd be happy to do that. I'm also I'm looking for the song by Carole King. I'm going to actually post the link in here, and I would love to hear your feedback. I wish we could all listen to it together. It makes me cry. I really wish we could all listen to it together. Shit. Sorry, can't have it on. So I'm going to put the link in so you guys can go listen to it. And after you listen, please come back and share how it feels to you. She's talking about there was a time when everybody was excited and JFK was president and Martin Luther King was out there, and then they were killed, and we're just hoping that we can come together eventually, and we're hoping eventually is now. I hope you guys appreciate that, and feel free to share. I'm going to pin that comment. So I did the YouTube video that's pinned. Okay. It doesn't look like you guys have any comments or questions. So again, I'm going to be jumping on every day while we're in this place and while people are struggling. I want to be of the best service that I can be. If you have suggestions, if you have things that you're needing some help with, you can shoot me a message in Messenger, or you can just put some questions in the comments here, and I will do my best to address those questions. Or you can shoot me an email at sunny@sunnydonjohnston.com. Part of my life's work, guys, this has been my life's work for 20 years now, it's to be of service for people when they struggle, and it's to help them change their minds. We've always tried to kind of figure out, what am I and what do I do? And I think what we've kind of decided is I help people make change. I help people create change in their lives and change in their minds, and help them change the way they think about things. And so being a change maker is really what I do. And that's why I'm here. And so I want to be of service to the very best of my ability to you and anyone that you know. And so with that, if you need some support, shoot me a message. Sunny@sunnydonjohnston is my email. If you have some topics that you're saying, how do I deal with this or that, shoot them to me, and I'll share those on my lives. I don't have a specific time that I'm going to do them, but I will be posting when I'm going to be live, so you guys can join me. I'm actually going to bring some friends on as well, some colleagues that do similar work and work in this environment as well, because we are coming together as people who do this work and work with people in healing and in supporting them and in making these changes and getting our power back. We're coming together and saying, how can we be of the best service to all of you? And I hope you all know and feel our hearts when we say that. So please shoot that email over. If you're interested in getting the Gentle Art of Blessing, shoot me an email and we'll get it sent to you. I thank you all very much for joining me. And I want to remind you, if you guys have just joined, we are going to start spreading the message, I am a lighthouse, hashtag, I am a lighthouse. I would love for you on every positive post, every single positive post that you see, I am a lighthouse. If you see a negative post, I am a lighthouse. So we want to remind people, I'm a lighthouse. And if somebody's putting something that's negative, hey, we can just transmute that fear a little bit. We can shift it up a little bit. So if you feel guided to share that, I want you to own it, share it with me. You're part of the I am a lighthouse. We're going to shine our lights and we're going to show up and speak up. And thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed that. I honor and I love each one of you. And if you don't feel loved, or if you're feeling a little extra scared today, then know that you have people that do care and that are here and that will continue to be here for you. All right? I love you all.